Alright, so make sure that you have your note sheet out for Unit 5, polynomial functions, and what we are going to do is we are going to walk through some some adding and subtracting polynomials. Alright, so the first thing that we're going to do is we're going to actually start with one of the addition ones. So let's slide down here to the addition problem on the left hand side. And if you're looking at this one, if you notice, this is the most important thing you want to look for first. It's a plus sign in the middle. Since it's a plus sign, all you're going to do is what we've been working on a little bit here, is combine like terms. So I'm going to put a box around the 2x squared, put a box around the 2x squared over there. I'm going to circle the 4x, I'm going to circle the 5x, and then I'm going to draw a line underneath the minus 3 and the plus 1, and I'm just going to combine those together. So I'm going to write this out as f of x equals the 2x squared plus 2x squared. They're both positive, so that's going to be 4x squared. 4x plus 5x, that's going to be 9x. And then negative 3 plus 1 is negative 2. That's all there is really when you're adding polynomials. You got to make sure that you combine like terms. We also want to write them in order from the highest degree to the lowest degree. So this is a second degree monomial, this is a first degree monomial, and this is a 0 degree monomial. So from highest to lowest. All right. Let's do the one on the right. The one on the right is also plus. So all we've got to do is get our terms that are the same. So I've got the boxes around the x cubed. I'm going to put circles around the x squared. Notice how there isn't an x squared over here. Right? I'm going to underline the 2 and the 3 and the 5, I should say. And you see how I've got this term right here. So this term doesn't have anything that it's like. And if you notice, this one also doesn't. Alright? So when we write this out, we're going to start with our highest highest monomial. So that's x cubed. So negative 1 plus 1, that's 0. So we don't have to put an x cubed at all. Now we go to x squared. It's just 4x squared because we don't have one over here. Put the f of x equals that. All right, and then we go to the x's. Do we have any x's? Yep, we've got a minus 3x. And then the last one is we have the 2 and the 5. And 2 plus 5 is 7. Right? When you're dealing with these and they just have x's, one of the really cool things is you can check these in your calculator. So if you were to graph this function right here, graph this, and you were to graph this, their graphs should line up. They should be right on top of each other. Right? Now let's talk about subtracting. Alright? Like it says right here, use the distributive property to make any parentheses unnecessary. So what we're going to do is we are going to get rid of this minus sign, change it to a plus, and we're going to distribute that negative to every single thing to the right here. Right? Because adding a negative is the same thing as subtracting. So we're changing these all to the opposite. If this was a minus 7x, we just change it to a plus 7x. It'd be the opposite. Right? So now, once we've done that, now all we've got to do is the exact same thing we did on the bottom. I've got the 3x squared, I've got a negative 2x squared, I've got the 5x and the negative 7x, and I've got the minus 4 and the minus 3. And now just combine them together. Alright, f of x equals, we've got 3 and negative 2, that's going to be 1x squared, or just x squared. 5x and negative 7x, that combines together to give us a negative 2x. And negative 4 and negative 3 gives us negative 7. Again, you can check this by putting this into your calculator and putting this into your calculator and seeing that they line up on top of each other. Right? And then the last one is another subtraction one. So I'm going to change this to plus, and then again, we want the opposite over here. You've got to change all of these to the opposite. You can't leave one not changed. So I changed this to a minus x cubed, a plus 5x because it was a minus 5x, and a plus a negative, or just minus 7 right here. And then we just got rid of our parentheses, and now we can just combine these together. So we've got the minus 4x cubed and the minus x cubed. I'll circle the 2x squared. We don't have an x squared over here. We do have the 5x. I can put a triangle or something around that, and then I've got the constants, the 1 and the negative 7, right? And then just combine them together from left to right. So negative 4x cubed and negative x cubed, that's going to be f of x equals negative 5x cubed, because negative 4 minus 1 is negative 5. And then I've got the 2x squared, which I don't combine together with anything because we don't have any other x squareds. And then I'm going to go to the x. I've just got the plus 5x. Notice that's a plus 5x, not a minus, because we changed it to the opposite. And then we've got the 1 and the negative 7, and 1 plus negative 7 is negative